The United States and China have agreed to temporarily lower their reciprocal tariffs, slashing them by 115% for the next 90 days. What this means basically is that the tariffs that were imposed on China of 145% are now going to be 30%, while China will lower their tariffs on American goods from 125% to 10%. Let's see how the market has reacted so far to this news and what I plan to do moving forward. Before reading any of these key details here, let me just give you guys my insight and my thoughts of what's going to happen. Obviously, the market nowadays is very reactive. As we can see, in the past few hours after the news was released overnight and then today's morning, I'm recording this at 8:44 a.m. So basically it's pre-market. My portfolio is up 1.54%, which is about $285, right? So I have companies that I just invested in, like for example, Applied Materials. As you can see, my average cost is $156 and the stock price is currently at 166, pretty much up about 10% since the lows of Friday, but on my portfolio I'm up 6%, which is about $50. What do I plan to do with this stock? Am I going to sell it? Am I going to keep it? I'm going to buy more shares. So obviously my target for the stock was that it was going to go up to around the $175 mark to the $180 mark. And like I just said before, the market is being very reactive. I think this is just momentarily. Whenever Trump tweets something and he's going to say something bad, the market is going to drop again. So I don't know if to just cash in on this 50 and then wait for that to happen. But the risk to that is that you can miss a more upside. So I think for now, the stock does pay a dividend. I'm going to come down a little bit, wait and see what happens. Plus, we have 90 days. So I think the market is going to be very, very positive, very bullish for the next 90 days. And then when it starts getting to that end line, I think we're going to see a little bit more trouble. But until then, here's what I'm going to do. So for this stock specifically, I'm always going to keep it. And for other stocks on my portfolio, as you can see here on the right hand side, which is an ETF, SCHD, Google, pretty much one of my favorite stocks, UPS. I'm about to break even on this. Pepsi, I'm going to keep buying more shares anywhere between 130 or below. And I've been selling some puts. Obviously now with this news, all these stocks are up. So my puts are not making that much. I would want this to drop to make more money, but hey, it is what it is. You know, I'm not a professional, guys. Little by little, my portfolio has been increasing over the years. If we look at the all-time percentage of the portfolio, it is up 13.95%, which is not terrible. I mean, you're pretty much beating the S&P 500, which is my goal. So for now, we're doing that, but let's get back to the news. Now, like we just talked about, the agreement is going to be for a 90-day period. There was already a previous agreement of 90-day period. So what this tells me is that they still have not made a deal, like something signed, right? Obviously, they just made a deal because it went from 145% to 30%. But if they keep doing it for only 90 days, there's something going on that both sides obviously are not liking, okay? And also, I took a look at the conference that Trump had with the new UK deal, and they asked him, well, with China, who made the first call and stuff like that. And this isn't a political position, this isn't a political opinion, but usually when somebody gives in to Trump, he likes to stand out and say it, right? So I was surprised that he didn't say, oh, China called first to make the deal. He said, it doesn't matter who called first. So what that tells me is that they had to call China again. And maybe that's how they worked on this deal. So that's why there's only a 90-day period. Maybe they just want to keep the markets calm and see what's going to happen. But yeah, I don't think something that's going to before the future has still been in place yet. Obviously, this agreement is made to ease the impact of trade wars. There's a lot of companies. For example, the company that I work for, which I'm not going to mention it, they stopped buying containers because obviously there was the huge tax. We were pretty much just selling the inventory that we had already in the States, not hit with tariffs. So believe it or not, that has been happening to a lot of companies. As you saw, Apple bought, I don't know how many billions of iPhones worth and brought it on a plane on April due to all the news. So I mean, it's a tricky situation. We have to wait and see what happens. So for now, both countries have agreed to establish a mechanism for ongoing discussions about economic and trade relations. Now, which stocks do I think that are going to benefit from this the most? That depends because the market is going crazy. I mean, for example, on that news, UPS increased in price, which, yeah, technically this is good news from UPS because people could be buying a lot more from Shane and stuff like that. Although I think most of those things just come from FedEx. Obviously, a lot of it, not from FedEx, from DHL. Obviously, a lot of it does come from UPS when it's overseas, right? You would assume PepsiCo as well would be good news for them. They didn't react at all. Pfizer, Trump said something about pharmaceuticals. I read somewhere that he plans to cut drug prices for about 80%. This article that I'm reading now, it's about a 59% cut. So that's why companies like Pfizer, which I do own, I have about 55 shares of it. They're currently down in the pre-market and is now reacting to this quote unquote good news. My average cost is $29.61. It's about 10% of my portfolio, and I am down 25%, which is about $422. Just a quick and short video, guys. Pre-market, wanted to tell you the news. Obviously, if you're following investing or anything like that, you probably already saw it, but my plan for now is to wait with the stocks that I have. If I see some more opportunities, like for example Pfizer and PepsiCo, I might buy some stocks. This is not financial advice. If you want to know when I buy the stocks, I do have a link in my description of my Patreon that'll tell you exactly in real time when I buy the stocks. So that's it for the video, guys. If you enjoyed, please consider leaving a like. Don't forget to subscribe. And as always, I'll see you in the next video.